Finally, Luigi's final smash makes sense. Oh man, Pikachu got nerfed. Even more Skyward Sword items. And seriously, what the hell is this stage? We'll talk about it this week because this is NSBD. I'm glad they finally gave Luigi a final smash that has to do with his character. I mean seriously, that LSD trip thingy he did in Brawl had nothing to do with anything, and I just felt like they were running out of time, so they just went with Bizarre with Luigi's final smash instead of doing something that's relevant to him. I mean, how did it take them until 2014 to finally decide to integrate Luigi's own series into his moveset? I mean, really? But that's the only reason why I'm glad his final smash was changed. Gameplay wise, I'm kind of more of a fan of his old final smash. It seemed more bizarre, unique, and random, something I love in video games. I really like the idea of it doing a random effect each time it was used. It made it unpredictable and gave me more anticipation whenever I would have the smash ball with Luigi. This final smash in this game seems like it's going to be similar to Kirby's final smash, where it sucks people into the vacuum and spits them out. Who knows though, there's a lot of possibilities what I can do instead. Perhaps GameXplain is correct and it'll shoot out ghosts or something. That could be fun. Wouldn't it be cool though if they could keep the bizarre randomness of the negative zone, but just relate it to Luigi's poltergust? For example, it could suck out a huge chunk of air and creates a vacuum that causes the negative zone. This keeps the fun of Luigi's old final smash, but also relates it to his character. Unfortunately, my idea makes absolutely no sense, and in all reality, it is probably just something similar to Kirby's final smash. Oh well, while it may sound like I prefer Luigi's old final smash, I really do not. To me, the enjoyment of Super Smash Bros. Comes from how these characters are represented in a fighting game, and not just how they fight. And they could give the negative zone to any character. I would rather see something that makes sense for the character instead of something that would be fun. It's more satisfying to use their attacks that way. What the hell is this stage? There are a lot of ideas and theories of what it could be. The most likely solution is that this is the inside of Palutena's temple, for various reasons. Firstly, in Kid Icarus Uprising, you spend most of your time in the temple indoors, with only the boss fight being outdoors if my memory serves correct. Yet the only parts of Palutena's temple we've seen so far in this game is the outdoor area. Secondly, that spike ball here represents the spike ball item in Kid Icarus Uprising. No, seriously, it looks exactly the same. Thirdly, as I told Chris, if the stage was just the outdoors of Palutena's temple, it would be incredibly bland. To make matters even more confusing, here's some speculation inside speculation. So if this were hypothetically Palutena's temple, it is obviously a stage that involves transportation, because we've seen the fighters in the outdoor area, and now this is an indoor area. But the question is, how does it move? Notice how Sakurai refers to it as looking like a side-scrolling stage, which could mean that it is structured like the Mushroomy Kingdom stage, where the stage is side-scrolling. So perhaps you go on a tour of the temple in a side-scrolling fashion. Super Smash Bros. Is known for taking ideas of previous stages in previous games and using them for new stages for new areas. However, what stumps me on that theory is the wall on the left side of the picture. Now, I don't think this stage is going to be like Delfino Plaza either, since we have Skylaw for that. If this is Palutena's temple stage, I'm thinking it will be similar to Castle Siege from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, where you zoom between a few small areas. However, there's always the chance it is not Palutena's temple. What it could be instead is a stage builder type thing. Let's face it, the background has kind of a generic feel to it that doesn't seem like there's much going for the stage. The spike ball also seems to be awkwardly placed, like it was customized to be there. And what makes me lean towards it being a customized stage is that generic spring, which feels like it is placed there just so you can get to high ground and not because it fits in with any game. So yeah, there are endless possibilities for this stage. It could even be a Pokemon stage out of all things. But chances are it is Palutena's temple, from how the stage looks to the various clues amongst it. But time will tell. Time will tell. Hey look, another Skyward Sword item! Seriously, this is our second one from that game, with the first being the beetle. I wonder when the whip will be announced. At least Sakurai has pointed out there's going to be a lot of Legend of Zelda items, because seriously, we have 4 items from it so far. Anyways, this item seems like it's going to be my favorite item ever. I've always preferred dealing knockback over damage. It gives more of that satisfying feeling of pushing your opponents back without them being able to do anything about it, which is why I love the ray gun so much. This item seems to be taking that concept even further, as I doubt you'll even get a chance to fight back. Though it appears it won't have much of a range, and it will seriously take advantage of the moving and shooting gimmick that was first introduced in Brawl. In order to knock them off the stage, you will have to move them towards the gap. This introduces a whole lot of gameplay variety with strengths and weaknesses of this item, something that I enjoy in items. What's interesting is if this item drops and unleashes hell, something that kind of reminds me of that fireball item from Brawl, where it gets bigger once you throw it, and circles around the stage. Perhaps it'll work like that in this game, or if the gust starts circling the stage and blowing into people if you are in its path. Seriously though, I'm glad we finally have an item that focuses more on knockback than damage. I love dealing knockback. That's why I love Squirtle so much. I'm not a big fan of this change, because it appears Pikachu's Thunder has more of a focus on doing the Meteor Smash effect, meaning that it will not send your opponents flying away and instead smash them towards the ground. This takes away the original effectiveness from Pikachu's Thunder, but it gives it a whole new purpose. Yes, I admit it, I am one of those noobs that spam Pikachu's Thunder, but come on guys, it's just so much fun. Oh well, at least they have a new purpose for the attack, with it being more for meteor smashing purposes and allowing more combos with it. This will also give Pikachu a different feel, as the picture indicates it will be more focused on the combos than the actual attacks itself. It allows for more competitive gameplay, something I am glad they are focusing on instead of the casual appeal. That is good, it feels that Sakurai actually cares about the balance instead of it making it fun and broken. And instead of just nerfing the attack by making it less powerful, he's instead giving it a whole new purpose with it being for combos. It hints of good things to come from the game. So, Isabelle from Animal Crossing seems to be an assist trophy. Not much to say about it since I don't really play Animal Crossing and therefore know nothing about her. It appears though she's functioning similar to the party ball, where she triggers fruit to spawn. We've never actually had a Pokeball Pokemon or assist trophy spawn items before, so that's something new which I really enjoy. I hope the fruit isn't just for healing. I hope it's like the Wispy Woods where you can use some of it to damage others and whatnot. That would give her usage more variety. Thanks again for tuning in this week. I won't actually see you next week, but I'll see you sooner because there's a direct coming on Tuesday. So stay tuned for next NSBD where I cover the direct and hopefully be joined with some friends. See you guys then.